Last month, the President of the United States signed into law reforms that will reshape the American financial system and restore it to its core purpose of generating lasting economic growth. Today, I want to outline the next steps for reform and the challenges that we face in making those reforms a success. First, on consumer protection. We want to move quickly to give consumers simpler disclosure for credit cards, auto loans, and mortgages so they can make better choices, borrow more responsibly, and compare costs and service. One of the ways we intend to do that is by combining the two existing separate and inconsistent federal mortgage disclosure forms that consumers currently get. And so next month, we're going to convene mortgage companies, consumer advocates, housing counselors, other experts to gather ideas on how to do that. We'll take the best ones, test them on consumers, and then soon be able to unveil a new, easy-to-understand, short and accessible federal disclosure form. Protection requires not just better rules, but better enforcement, particularly of consumer finance companies not regulated as banks. And so building on a very successful national effort to stop mortgage scams, led by a joint task force we created with the Justice Department and state attorneys general, we are going to coordinate a national enforcement effort targeted at other forms of consumer abuse, including those financial companies that target members of the military and their families. While our soldiers protect our nation abroad, their families should not be exposed to financial abuse at home. Now, second, we are going to move forward on reforming the GSEs, Fannie and Freddie, and our broader housing finance system. Later this month, we'll bring together at the Treasury Department leading academic experts, consumer and community organizations, industry participants, and other stakeholders for a conference of experts focused on the future of housing finance. We'll use that conference to explore various models of reform, and we're going to seek input from across the political and ideological spectrum. Chairman Frank plans a series of hearings on housing finance reform this fall. I suspect Chairman Dodd will too. And we are obligated under the new law to submit a plan for reform in the form of legislation, I think, by January of next year. Third, we're going to move quickly to begin shaping reforms of the derivatives markets. To start that process, we're going to work with the Fed, the SEC, and the CFTC to outline specific quantitative targets for moving the standardized part of the over-the-counter derivatives markets onto central clearinghouses. And we have to accelerate the international effort to define common global standards for transparency oversight and the prevention of manipulation abuse in these critical markets.